Tonight on Business Live, the supply of petroleum products is under threat as some oil marketing companies default on tax payments. We'll hear from the National Petroleum Authority, which has given the defaulters a 2-week ultimatum to settle their debt.
After 14 days, we'll certainly be taking the next line of action, and we've indicated our resolve to use all means available to us, including the law court, to get the money from them.
Also, Bank of Ghana expected to increase policy rate for the third consecutive time this year, following an increase in inflation rates to 29.8%. More ahead from an assistant professor of economics who has justified the expected increase.
The Monetary Policy Committee, or the MPC, has to use the tools at their disposal to ensure that they can do something about this inflation rate.
Also, excerpts of the Joy Business Town Hall meeting where students of the University of Ghana Business School expressed varied views on Ghana's economy. All these and more coming shortly. Do stay with us. And I'm Charles Ayitey. Tonight, some oil marketing companies are at risk of having the operation shut down soon by the National Petroleum Authority. These firms in question failed to advance millions of cedis collected on behalf of the authority since December last year. George Rafi has been following this story and has come through with us.
Sources say these are funds that the oil marketing companies have collected through the primary distribution margin. That is, any time they sell a litre of petroleum products at their service stations. These debts Joy Business understands is from December last year to April 2022. The National Petroleum Authority in the notice have announced that it will initiate legal action against these firms if they fail to settle these debts by August 4, 2022. For some, the development again may expose the challenges that a lot of the oil marketing companies are going through, as a lot are struggling to deal with competition in the sector. It has also exposed the serious inefficiencies with some of the oil marketing companies that were in the past used to government subsidy program. This has reignited calls for the National Petroleum Authority to review its licensing requirement. The move by the regulators coming on the back of a recent action by the Ghana Revenue Authority that had to turn to the court to also recover some taxes owed by these firms. This development could back claims that the oil marketing industry is not that lucrative in terms of being assured of those super profits, as rising prices of petroleum products at the pumps is hitting hard at consumption, resulting in reduced earnings for these marketing companies.
Meanwhile, the National Petroleum Authority (NPA) has hinted that the supply of petroleum products is under threat if the defaulting firms fail to settle their debts. Speaking on the marketplace, communications manager at the NPA, Mohammed Abdul Kudus, says his outfit has given the defaulters a 2-week ultimatum to settle their debt or face legal action against them.
If you are not able to collect all of these monies, what it means is that it is likely to hinder the distribution of the product across the length and breadth of this country. And the further you are away from the coast, where is supposed to be the gateway of the product to the country, the problem, it could actually be to your access of the product. So it is actually very critical for the National Petroleum Authority to be able to collect it. And I must put it that yes, the collection is done by us, but the management largely is run by the bulk oil storage and transport.
Okay. How soon should we expect action from the MPA? There's a notice to the effect that the MPA will initiate legal action against these companies. What would that entail? And I know that there was, at a point, a plan to name and shame these companies. How far have you gone with that?
Okay, so to be fair with them, you need to give them a certain a timeline, a benefit of the doubt to see what their actions would be. And so in the wisdom of the authority, we decided that let's give them a window of 14 days to respond to our query. If we don't hear from them after 14 days, we'll certainly be taking the next line of action. We've indicated our resolve to use all means available to us, including the law court, to get the money from them.
In a related development, more oil marketing firms are expected to review prices of petroleum products downwards today after the bulk oil distributors adjusted the prices of finished petroleum products. Some leading market players, TotalEnergies and Goil, have already slashed prices of fuel at the pumps. The reduction in prices of petroleum products could compel transport operators to delay the agitations for increase in transport fares. It could also help contain the rising cost of living and inflation in general. Away from that, the Monetary Policy Committee of the Bank of Ghana is expected to end its meetings on Friday and announce a new policy rate on Monday. Some analysts believe the central bank will increase the policy rate for the third consecutive time this year, following the increase in inflation to almost 29.8% last week. One such analyst is Assistant Professor of Economics at the Niagara University in New York, USA, Dr. Dennis Nsafua, who spoke on the marketplace.
Inflation at 29.8% is just too high. So the Monetary Policy Committee, or the MPC, has to use the tools at their disposal to ensure that they can do something about this inflation rate. The second reason, which I find even more compelling, is the broad-based nature of the inflation rate. In last week's CPI report, the GSS, the Ghana Statistical Service, reported that food inflation was around 30.7%. Non-food inflation was as well 29.1%. Domestic produced goods inflation was 29.2%, and then imported goods inflation was around 31.3%. So if you look at these numbers, you can see that the inflation rate is coming from all sectors of the economy. So this is an indication that there is actually excess demand in the economy. If inflation begins to show evidence of persistence and broad-based nature like this, it's an evidence that there is excess demand in the economy. Whenever there is an excess demand in the economy, the central bank has to use their tools to slow down demand so that supply can have time to catch up with the excess demand. So that is the first option that I think is available to the central bank. And it makes sense for them to actually hike policy rates by between 100 and 200 basis points.
Now, the Association of Ghana Industries, AGI, is proposing a combination of micro and macroeconomic approaches in halting the rise in inflation, which it describes impacting negatively on businesses. It therefore wants a deliberate effort to ensure agriculture and its value chain are improved to reduce prices of foodstuff. Again, it wants policies that will trigger a stable exchange rate, which will help slow the rate of imported inflation significantly. Food constitutes about 48% of the inflation basket. Together with fuel and transport prices, they have contributed to the recent hike in inflation, which is almost 30%. President of the AGI, Dr. Humphrey Yim-Dake, disclosed this at a recent forum organized by the Institute of Economic Affairs.
We all saw it when the rating agencies just made a pronunciation, and we saw the effect on capital movement way back sometime in the year, and effect on the inflation. So the flexible exchange rate regime has its own concerns, as much as it has its positive concerns, which I can seek to read for you. And that goes into the matured system or developed economies that works well for them. That has become the yardstick that we use. So this proponent and the author of this document says that it is believed that a combination of macro-micro, I'll call it a mixed method approach. And in the mixed method approach in the research, you will see the quantitative and the qualitative data being mixed and figuring out how best we could get the best designed methodology to solve problems. This is what the proponent of this document seeks to put across. And we believe in the said concept because the IT, which is the inflation target, he's carefully and eloquently described to what extent it can support the economy.
Away from that, the formation of an industry forum for the fight against cybercrime will have a strong private sector representation aimed at safeguarding the cyberspace in all sectors of Ghana's economy. This will ensure that the country is fully secured in the quest to digitize activities around the country. The Minister for Communications and Digitalization, Esther Owusu-Ekufo, disclosed this to Joy Business after inaugurating an 18-member joint cybersecurity committee to be chaired by the Director General of the Cybersecurity Authority, Dr. Albert Nchibu-Osiako. We have more in this report.
The establishment of the Joint Committee is captured by the new cybersecurity law as an enhanced layer to govern the fight against cybercrime. The 18-member committee, which includes individuals from the security, financial and telecommunication industry, among others, will complement the work of stakeholders and the Cybersecurity Authority in safeguarding the country's cyberspace. According to Minister for Communications and Digitalization, Esther Owusu-Ekufo, the private sector is critical in the establishment of an industry forum to deal with the menace.
We can't just say cybersecurity occurs in the public sector. No, it's very much an integral part. It could occur in any sector of our society, so long as we use digital tools to work. So through the institutions that the law has set up, and the individuals' high-level representation that we have on the various committees, we are confident that they can also speak to their stakeholders who are in the private sector and get their buy-in and assistance and whatever is needed for them to do whenever any incident occurs, because they regulate the various key sectors.
Esther Owusu-Ekufo has also been explaining the composition of the Joint Committee.
The board has its own subcommittees, which will work in collaboration with this Joint Cybersecurity Committee. Now, we all know that cybersecurity is multi-sectoral. When incidents arise in the financial services sector, you want the regulator of the financial services sector to take prompt action to do so. And the interesting thing about this Joint Cybersecurity Committee is its membership is made up from the security sector agencies, the National Communications Authority, National Information Technology Agency. So all public sector agencies that would have some role to play in mitigating any cyber incident is on the committee.
The committee is tasked to enhance awareness creation and to build cybersecurity capacity in various sectors of Ghana's socio-economic development.
This is Business Live. We're going for a short break. We'll be right back. Just stay with us. You're welcome back. Now, the Ghana Investment Promotion Center, GIPC, has said that it is tirelessly working to attract more investors into the country to expand the economy. According to its Deputy Chief Executive, Yao Amoatin-Efriye, regardless of the global economic crisis, and the center is engaging various investors across the sectors of Ghana's economy for more foreign direct investment. He was speaking at a Global Africa Business Dialogue with stakeholders.
Has seen a surge in foreign direct investment inflows, recording an impressive $2.6 billion worth of inbound investment for the year 2020. The trend defied the anticipated steep decline in FDI flows as a second wave of COVID-19 infections and the current global crisis threatened to cripple the Ghanaian economy. Yao Amoatin, speaking at the Global Africa Business Dialogue with stakeholders, maintained that Ghana is still a favorite destination for investment within the region.
At GIPC, we believe an investment-led approach under the Ghana Cares of Atampa program is a policy worth pursuing. The Ghana Cares goal is to mobilize 100 billion cedis worth of investment inflows into the country to finance priority initiatives and projects. By implementing CARES, the government has set for itself an ambitious target to attract and retain foreign direct investment, ring-fenced for manufacturing, agribusiness, healthcare, housing, communications, infrastructure, services, and tourism. There are two broad categories. One is private sector led, and the other is government of Ghana led, and is typically in the form of public-private partnerships and has large ticket size of between $50 million and $1 billion upwards.
President of the Ghana-India Trade Advisory Chamber, Dominic Odro Entry, called for more collaboration for trading partners on the continent.
Yeah, basically, Global Trade Advisory Chamber or Global Africa Trade Advisory Chamber is there to unite first in trade and business, education, agriculture among African countries to the rest of the world. Don't forget that we have now the Africa Continental Free Trade. It's beautiful, but there are certain things that we still need to do, and like I said from my statement, within Africa, if we have problems with visas, I'm not talking about ECOWAS, just among ourselves, we cannot have access to go to Ethiopia, we are paying for visa fees. Then how do you go about doing business in a very smooth way? So one of our objectives is to be able to drum home or to bring up some of these things to bear so that we can be able to work and work properly, and that's why GATAC is, or GATAC is, it's around. We live in certain times that, look, we cannot continue to depend on others, especially the Western world. We should be honest. Why are we not trading among Africans? Why are we not doing it amongst ourselves? Why do we always have to rely on somebody else? The time is now.
The business dialogue is aimed at bringing stakeholders within the business community to delve into issues confronting trade in Ghana and beyond.
Auditing firm Deloitte Ghana has reaffirmed its commitment to collaborate with the government to find solutions to societal problems. According to its country managing partner, Daniel Kojo-Wusu, his office will continue to engage various stakeholders of the economy in that quest. He was speaking to Joy Business at a dinner night as part of the firm's 75th anniversary celebration.
According to Deloitte Ghana, engaging with clients, government, pioneering thinkers, and diverse stakeholders in their local communities is key to the success of the company. Mr. Wusu said solving persistent and complex social challenges such as lack of access to education and maintaining a clean and safe environment requires innovative thinking and new forms of collaboration across sectors.
One of the programs we had was what we term alumni homecoming, where we are meeting the alumni, people that have worked with Deloitte, who have had association with Deloitte. We're also meeting our clients, and also we have our executives coming from Deloitte Africa and Deloitte West Africa all together, and it's really a homecoming where we are meeting each and everyone. And for me, 75 years is a lot of years. A lot of water has passed under the bridge. I think we have more to do to help the government and probably just look at how do we support the government. You know, the times that we are in. How can we be part of the solutions that we are looking for? And for us, that is what we're trying to do after this engagement.
Meanwhile, Chief Executive Officer of Deloitte West Africa, Fatai Folarin, indicated that collaborating across sectors and borders can achieve sustainable development.
And the promise we have for you is that we will not disappoint you. We will continue to carry the baton that you left behind, and we will continue to do everything within our means and effort to make sure that you will continue to look at the Deloitte brand, and you can see the green dot. Proudly, you can continue to make reference that you actually toiled, you worked, and you are proud to have left the firm into your various career endeavors. We owe it a duty to continue to carry that baton and continue to make you proud. But as we come across and come near you, let's continue to collaborate and continue to be part of the Deloitte family. The green dot is fresh. And for every environment that you see green vegetation, there's life, there's hope, there's fertility.
Deloitte Ghana, since its inception in Ghana, has supported other sectors of the economy.
Director of Morgan Stanley International Financial Firm, Lucy Quest, is advocating for skills development in manufacturing for women. According to her, women with their vast experience in local industries can support the country's quest to reduce its import base and rely on domestic commodities. Lucy Quest was speaking to Joy Business after being unveiled as the 2022 ambassador for the textile brand Vlisco in Accra. Here's more.
Author of The Bold New Normal and Managing Director at Morgan Stanley in the United Kingdom, Lucy Quest, has been unveiled as the 7th Vlisco brand ambassador for the year 2022. This is an initiative by the textile brand to use influential women in society to empower customers and cause positive change in society. Speaking after a ceremony to adore her, Lucy Quest said she will embark on a women empowerment program to ensure that manufacturing skills are acquired by women in society.
It demonstrates that women are building careers in this industry. The other thing I would add specifically for the women of the company is the fact that manufacturing as a country, we've been talking about manufacturing for a long time, about how it's the bedrock and how it will help us substitute imports and drive local consumption. We need that manufacturing skill base, and these women represent that knowledge, that know-how that can be used across the country. So for the women it's very specific. In terms of the customers, the vast majority of the customers are women, and as I always remind people, and I'm sure for most men listening to me it's true, even for the men who also wear the brand, a lot of the decisions or the opinions are from the women around them. So we know that this is also of impact to them.
Managing Director of Vlisco, Fatima Tudoro, is confident that the new ambassador will use her knowledge and experience to support initiatives to be embarked upon by the company as part of its corporate social responsibility.
The company is about empowerment of women because we believe that when women are empowered, then we as a company, we can grow and we can drive profitability. But it's not a goal just for our company, it's a goal for the whole country, because we believe in diversity, in inclusion, and most importantly in equality. That's why we are doing this women empowerment program. This new ambassador, who is our new queen, objective would be that she will mentor more people, more women especially. She will develop a strategy for us to be more in the diversity and inclusion sector. We have a goal of achieving 40% women in the next 5 years. And we cannot do it alone. We need more mentors to support us, because we know that if we want the fashion industry to sustain, we need people who knows more about who are the right people who are relevant to support our activities.
During her one-year reign as brand ambassador, Lucy will collaborate with Vlisco to provide mentorship to selected women, including employees, whilst using her influence to create awareness on passionate cause of her choice with a donation of 5,000 euros from Vlisco Ghana.
Adorable. Pomasido Ghana Limited, producers of Onga seasoning, has engaged its wholesalers in various markets in the Ashanti region. The wholesalers forum was to address general issues impeding the traders' operations in their respective markets. There's more in this report.
The younger wholesalers were taken through a detailed presentation on the pricing, packaging and content of Onga seasoning products. Onga Brands Executive Sandra Anoff says the Onga wholesalers' engagement is to enhance their business relationship.
I believe that once in a year we want to get closer to our customers, our wholesalers. So we organize this event so that whatever concerns that they may have, they will just share it with us. If they have any feedback, they are in any difficulties, because they are customers and we do business together. And so we believe that if we have such gatherings, we share ideas. There are things that they want us to do for them. We will also want to talk about business. So it is something that we do every year. We did a lot of product education, because we realize that, yes, even though they are customers, there are certain things that they may have forgotten, or the usage or something. So normally when we meet like this, we do cooking demos. We just want to show them how the product is used.
Some wholesalers shared their experience of the product usage and their expectations from the brand.
Me shall say and me shall say 4 years in me juma na ya mama if say me one mama me hunger bebree.
I've been in the business for 4 years and it has really been lucrative. I will plead with them to produce the Onga beef sachet powder because people really purchase the Onga beef tablet a lot.
Then she powder and then she magin almost top.
We started Onga about 20 years and also I made it too. I
have sold Onga for 20 years and I have been able to cater for my children with the money I make from the business. Now they are all graduates.
Mona Lisa Frempong reporting.
And of course, we shall bring you details of the just ended Joy Business Town Hall meeting at 8 p.m. on Prime Business. Please stay for that. In the meantime, we're grateful that you could join us. I'm Charles Ayitey. Enjoy the rest of our programs.